Hi, today I want us to look at vaccines. And in this topic, there's just one question which I want us to ask ourselves. If there is any one type of question which I like in any scenario, is to ask the question why. Because by answering the question why along the way, we end up answering many other type of questions. So the question is why vaccines? Why is everyone pushing for vaccinations of children, adults, and even animals? And in this video, we are going to realize that the reason for vaccinations is to alter the human DNA because most vaccines are made up using the insect DNA and animal DNA and RNA. And if these two are combined with the human DNA, then this one will be like hybridization of the humans with animals. And this leads to degradation of the human genome. Or in other words, we can say this can make the human to have more of animalistic characteristics. As we are going to discuss, we will realize that many of the ingredients used in the vaccines, they are very nasty things. For example, let us start by looking at the ingredients of the very common type of vaccine, which is the poliovirus vaccine. And this is the data from World Health Organization. This information sheet contains some of the ingredients which are used in the manufacture of the poliovirus vaccine. According to World Health Organization, it says, globally, many manufacturers produce the trivalent oral poliovirus vaccine using Sabin vaccine seeds provided by the World Health Organization, except for the Pfizer polio Sabin type 3. It also says most manufacturers grow the virus cultures containing monkey kidney cells. I want us to repeat that statement. Most manufacturers grow the viruses in cultures containing monkey kidney cells. Remember, the monkey kidney cells, of course, the cells contain the DNA and RNA. And continuous cell lines are either viral or diploid cells. So another ingredient is diploid cells. But the question is, diploid cells of what? Of an animal, of a human, and where do we get the diploid cells from? Because we know diploid cells are sex cells, or they come from the gametes. Okay, and most often these diploid cells come from aborted fetuses, either of animals or humans. It also says the polio Sabin oral vaccine is a magnesium chloride stabilized preparation of live attenuated polio viruses. It contains live attenuated polio viruses. And you know, any attenuated virus or any inoculation of a virus or of any vaccine is the real virus, live virus, which is being introduced into a body of which is already healthy. The body is already healthy, but we are inducing the real virus so that we can prevent the virus. Okay, just think about that. So they have live attenuated poliovirus of Sabin strains type 1, type 2, and also type 3. Now, each dose of the poliovirus contains residual amounts of antibiotics, including streptomycin and neomycin. No adjuvants or preservatives are used for oral vaccines. Now, another type of the poliovirus vaccine is the inactivated poliovirus vaccine. And according to World Health Organization, like the oral polio vaccine, inactivated poliovirus vaccine contains three poliovirus strains: Mahani type 1, MEF1, and type 2, and Sauket type 3. The vaccine is administered via the injectable route. The viruses are grown either in viral cells or human diploid cells. Okay, that is a very key ingredient. Viral cells or human diploid cells. And we have said human diploid cells are sex cells. And where will we get the human sex cells? We have said these usually come from aborted fetuses or embryos. And then the inactivated polio vaccine also contains concentrated, purified, and inactivated with formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a preservative, where it is mostly used to preserve bodies. So those are the two types of vaccines, okay? And there are so many more ingredients in this poliovirus vaccine. Now, let's look at the most common type of ingredients in most vaccines. So we're asking ourselves, what is really in vaccines? So most vaccines contain these ingredients. We have aluminum hydroxide, aluminum phosphate, ammonium sulfate, and these are just metal compounds. We have preservatives and disinfectants, preservatives such as formaldehyde and formalin. Formaldehyde and formalin are toxic preservatives. We have phenolxydanol and thimerosal or mercury. I will come to mercury later. And then common antibiotics, these ones I will not look at. Then we have animal tissues and biological materials. Most vaccines are made up using pig blood, horse blood, rabbit brain, dog kidney, monkey kidney, as we have seen with the poliovirus vaccines, chick embryos, chicken egg, duck egg, calf bovine serum, or in short, this is blood from calf cattle. Fetal bovine serum, this is serum from cattle fetuses. Human-derived materials such as human diploid cells, we have said these are originating from human aborted fetus tissue. Residual MRC5 proteins, human fetal lung, fibroblast cell line. Then cell lines and cultures such as monkey kidney cells, viral cells, as we have seen in the polio vaccine, washed sheep red blood cells. You see, when you look at these things, these are just very nasty. And then we have proteins, enzymes, and byproducts, and we have additives and stabilizers. But now, let us look at some of these ingredients. For example, let's look at mercury. Mercury and other metals are used in the vaccines. And the reason is to induce nanometals. You know, metals, even when used in very small amounts, they can carry out the function, the purpose why they are being introduced. So mercury, metals are usually introduced into vaccines into the body so that they can act as electromagnetic conductors, so that they can receive electromagnetic waves. Now I am going to say this, and this is something which is you need to take very seriously, that most people and most beings who are supporting vaccination of humans, vaccination of children, they do this with a goal. And the goal is uh, to degrade the human DNA. And the beings who are being used or who are interested in lowering the quality of the human DNA, because originally angelic humans were created with a 12-strand DNA. And if you want to know more about this 12-strand DNA, it is what the scientists call junk DNA. So humans don't just have a double helix DNA, they have a 12-strand DNA, most of which is inactive because of the hybridization which continues on this planet using such mechanisms as vaccination. The beings who are interested in degrading the human DNA are known as the Draco reptilians and fallen Anunnaki. And they are the ones who are behind this, although we have the cabals, the governments, and some of these actually do these vaccinations without knowing. Some of these governments support vaccinations and immunizations without knowing what is the effect of these vaccinations on the human genome. So ideally, the reason for vaccinations is one, to degrade the human DNA, to prevent activation of human DNA, because we are at a time when the inactive human DNA is coming online. Okay, we are talking of, scientists talk about 2 strands, but the other inactive strands are coming online, and therefore these beings and these extraterrestrial beings are not interested in humans coming online and having more perception of who they are and having a higher type of genetics than them. And then another reason, number 2, for vaccinations is to introduce metallic compounds and nanometals in the human body. And these ones are used when transmitting electromagnetic waves into the humans for the purpose of mind control. So these ones are usually emitted. The electromagnetic waves are usually emitted, and because in the body of the human who has been vaccinated, there are these nanometals, then the nanometals can conduct the electromagnetic waves, and then they can transmit whatever type of mind control signals they want to control the humans. Thank you. Now you know.